Guys, welcome back to my channel, Savvylicious Arrangements. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make one full batch of buttercream icing, American buttercream icing. So what you would need is organic Madagascar vanilla. If you cannot find organic, that's totally fine. You can just use the regular Madagascar or whatever vanilla you have. Butter and some, what is that called? Artificial butter flavor, some heavy whipping cream, and some creamer. Now, for each mixer, you're going to use 3 sticks of butter, softened butter. It can be salted or unsalted. I prefer the salted because it kind of evens out the sweetness from the powdered sugar. Now, I am using 3 mixers because I just want to get this done and over with one try. If you don't have multiple mixers, that's totally fine also. You would just have to do this multiple times. So what you would need to do is, if you have 1 mixer, you would do this 3 times. If you have 2 mixers, then you would do this 2 times. So you'll do your first batch the first time with the 2 mixers, and then your last batch will be in a single mixer, pretty much. So now I'm just whipping up my butter for a good, I would say 3 to 4 minutes. And now I am just applying some vanilla extract. I am using 1 tablespoon. I can't seem to find my smaller ones, so I was just like, okay, I'll just divide it between the tablespoon into all 3 mixers. I'm just taking some butter flavor, and I am adding that into my butter. And now I'm going to take my heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to add that into my butter also. I like to add all of my liquids in first before I put my powdered sugar in, because I find that it doesn't allow the powdered sugar to stick to the bowl compared to when I just add the butter and then the powdered sugar and then whatever liquids I need. If you are lactose intolerant, or if your customers are lactose intolerant, you can also use water. Here I am taking a 2-pound bag of powdered sugar, and I'm going to apply 1 2-pound bag to each mixer. I'm just trying to get all the powdered sugar down to the bottom of the bag, so that way when I cut the bag, none of the powdered sugar falls out. I'm a baker, but I hate making messes. I hate getting my hands dirty. I hate when the powdered sugar goes all over the place. It's just something that I don't like. So if you get any butter on the powdered sugar bag, please make sure you scrape it off, because butter, eggs, milk, all of that shit costs too much money now. Okay, we don't have time to be wasting none. So if it gets on your bag, if it get on your hand, you could wash it off or whatever. So once you go ahead and add your powdered sugar into each mixer, you are now going to turn your mixer on low. You can saran wrap your mixing bowls. If you have the plastic shield that goes over the mixing bowls, you can use that also. I just don't use it. I prefer not to. I don't necessarily need it. I feel like it's just wasting extra product. Just turn your mixer on low and, just keep an eye on it. Now, once your mixer starts jumping up and down, doing a percolator or pop locking and dropping it, you are going to go ahead and add in some more liquid. Now you see how the powdered sugar didn't stick all the way to the bowl compared to if it was just the butter and the powdered sugar. Once I turn the mixer back on, you'll see the difference in what I was saying. So here I'm just adding some Cold Stone sweet vanilla creamer. And I'm using 1 tablespoon into each mixer until I find that my icing is to the consistency that I like. So here, if you can look into the red bowl, you see that the icing didn't stick to the bowl compared to if I was to use it with just the buttercream, just the butter and the powdered sugar. It would look like this if I would have not added my liquid in before. Now I'm just going to add my, turn my mixer on high speed and let that whip up. I find it so much easier making one large batch of icing. That way I don't have to constantly keep making icing for every thing that I need. So here on the white mixer, I am scraping down my bowl and trying to get the consistency of the buttercream of how it is. It's pretty stiff. So I'm going to go ahead and add in some more creamer so I can loosen up all of that powdered sugar. And a little bit goes a long way. So if, how can I say it? So if you don't necessarily need the liquid, then you don't necessarily need to add it, because you want your buttercream to still have stiff peaks and not soft peaks. So a little bit goes a long way. So I would start off with a tablespoon and go from there. I'm just adding a little bit more vanilla extract and butter extract to the buttercream. I had wound up tasting it and it wasn't up to par of how I like it, so I added a little bit more. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and put my mixers back on high and let them whip for a few more minutes until it's time for me to mix them all together in one bowl. So here I am just scraping down my bowl, cleaning up all the icing from the side, and also testing out the consistency of the buttercream and if I need to add any more liquid or if it's okay the way it is. I feel like I need to add a little bit more liquid to it, so I'm going to go ahead and add another teaspoon of creamer. And if you are in need of more mixers, stand mixers, the best place to find them, honestly, is Facebook Marketplace. They are pretty much decent pricing. You can choose on whatever your budget is. Preferably, my budget is no more than $100 for a mixer. If I'm going to spend more than $100, I might as well go ahead and buy it brand new. So the red mixer I got about a year and a half ago. I spent $75 on it. The green one I bought almost a year ago and I spent $75 on it. The white one I bought in 2022 and I spent, I believe, $85 or $90 for it. And I also have two other mixers, a silver one and a teal one. And the teal one I paid $80 for it, and my silver one I actually bought brand new. That was a gift to myself for my birthday. So I've had that one for about 2.5 years. So if you don't want to spend all the money on a stand mixer brand new, I would prefer you go to Facebook Marketplace and type in KitchenAid mixers and see what pops up in your area. So now that I added some more creamer or heavy whipping cream to my mixers, I am gonna go ahead and scrape down my bowls. Once again, the consistency is to my liking at this point. It's still stiff peaks, but it's still flexible and movable to where it's not too stiff or dry. So now I am going to add all of the buttercream into one bowl. And this is how you get rid of air bubbles, air pockets. This is how you get a smooth consistency of an American buttercream. If you ever made buttercream and you've had plenty of air gaps and air bubbles when it was time for you to go ahead and ice your cakes, this is a way to prevent that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to get an air less bubbles. I don't even know how to call it, but I'm going to show you how to prevent getting air bubbles into your buttercream. So here I've put all of my buttercream into one bowl. Yes, the buttercream is going to go ahead and get on top of your mixer at the bottom where you see that silver little thing is. The buttercream will touch that. So don't get nervous. Let it submerge the paddle. Let the buttercream submerge the paddle. Turn your mixer on high and just let it do its thing. You can also pick up your mixer head a little bit. Don't bring the blade out of the icing, but just to kind of get the whipping at the top of the buttercream. So I'm just going to zoom in for you for a little bit so that you can see the consistency of the buttercream and how it's looking. You can see that all of the air bubbles are starting to come out. It does look a little funny, or what's the name? Curdled. It does look a little curdled, but don't worry about that. That's just getting all the air bubbles out. You can take your blade, your spatula, and kind of just smooth around the edges of the buttercream, and let it pretty much do its own thing. So here the buttercream is done. I've mixed it for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Do you see how smooth that is? You don't see any air bubbles, no air pockets, no anything. I'm just trying to clean my blade off so I can get the icing off, but it's giving me a little trouble. See how smooth and creamy that is? How flexible but still has body to it? This is how you want your American buttercream to turn out. There are little to no air bubbles and air pockets in this icing. So now that I'm finished making my full batch of icing, I am just going to go ahead and place it into an airtight container. And whenever I am ready to use it, I can just go into my airtight container and, you know, put some in my piping bag or use some for filling cakes, or whatever else that I use it for. And to store it, you can either store it on your counter for about 3 to 4 days. If not, you can always put it in the freezer for the next time you are ready to use it. I'm just showing you here how there are no air bubbles. Look how smooth that is. Look how smooth that is. Okay, look how smooth that is. But anyway, you can go ahead and add it into your freezer, or you can put them in separate airtight containers, however you wanted to divide it, and then put them in the freezer or put them in the fridge. I would suggest that you take it out pretty much a couple hours before you need to use it, because, you know, once icing gets cold, it stiffens up, and it's going to be difficult to try to use it and re-warm it up and all this other stuff. So whenever you need to use it, just go ahead and take it out hours before. Thank you guys for watching. I'll keep you